Mr. Palmer, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, my brother. How's everything?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Uh, so, I wanted to start right off by asking, who hurt you?
This system, man. This system called family court. You know what I'm saying? These baby mama terrorists. You know that's what they asked me. That's who hurt me.
So, what exactly is a baby mama terrorist?
A baby mama terrorist is one who terrorized fathers for being in their child's lives, and then a lot of the actions that they do. Run to the court for failed relationships, mentally abusing the kid, alienating the kid. Causing havoc. So many things. Putting kids in grown-ups' business. Anything that's ratchet, low life, devilish is a baby mama terrorist.
So, is every baby mama then a terrorist?
No, every baby mama is not a terrorist. A baby mama terrorist, I will say, come in all forms. Meaning it's not just a black thing. A baby mama terrorist come in all forms. A mother and a baby mama terrorist are two different individuals because a mother is not going to do no. Well, do this have to be clean before I go?
Oh no, you say what you
Okay.
want to say, man.
Okay, because a mother's not gonna do no type of shit like that. They're
Right.
not. That's totally different.
So I heard you talking about Karen and how Karen is
The word.
is the worst. Now,
Mhm.
why do you say that?
Okay. When I first started the fuck child support, I had the mindset that hey, you just hurting the black man and stuff like that, But then when I built the platform fuck child support on Facebook, I had a lot of white men come on my platform telling me like, nah, brother, it's white men getting it the worst, and it ain't just y'all, it's us too. So I started doing more research, and then I realized the history of child support. Child support was created to help the married white woman back in the day. It wasn't for unmarried women, and it was from white men who went overseas, I guess, fighting the war, military men that wasn't coming back. So that's how alimony and child support was created. And back then, women weren't allowed to vote and they weren't allowed to work and stuff like that, so they was abandoned. So back then, child support was legit. So when people got the black man as the face of being deadbeat and on child support and all that shit, when in actuality, it was started for the white man. And it was legit. You ran with your responsibility. She ain't allowed to work, so of course, child support, I get it. But let's go down the line. And before we go down the line, in the 60s, or at least when that was going on with them, our family structure was, I gotta get it right, but it's between 85 to 98% family structure with the black family. We didn't have no problems until the 60s. Yes, left a few, but it wasn't like that. It wasn't not until the 60s when the Democrats, Lyndon B. Johnson, came out with that welfare and keep the man out the house bullshit. But before, like I said, child support back then was for married white women. If you was unwedded and had a kid, you ain't getting no child support. And it was, like I said, it was for them. So go down the line, I guess, in my opinion, that government daddy realized, hey man, it's a lucrative business. And so many women are having kids out of wedlock. So now it's at the point now anybody can go up to the courtroom, whether it's out of wedlock, whether he's in the picture, whether he's take care of his kid, if he's not take care of his kid. It's all about government daddy getting that check. So anybody can get put on child support, whether he's a good father, bad father, it doesn't matter. It's gender bias. $51 billion business. So that's who hurt.
Yeah. One.
That's what they want to use.
Hey, is your mama black?
Oh yeah, my mom black, my daddy black. I was raised by both parents. Never been in jail. My kids was playing. I wasn't married, but I was in an 11-year relationship. So yeah, my mama black. I love when they say that, man. When they say I got my daddy issues, and I'm like, I was raised by both parents.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the situation.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I was raised by both parents. My parents are still married.
Congratulations. My parents passed away, unfortunately. Yeah, they was married for like 42 years, and then my dad passed in 2008, and then my mom died 8 years later in 2016. Other than that, yeah, I still have my parents. Yeah, I'm the youngest.
Yeah, unfortunately, too often is the case that because of a lot of what's going on in the court system, kids don't have those relationships with their dads.
Right.
And I think one thing that is a bit different about the so-called mission of the Manosphere, or what O'Shea Duke Jackson terms the white manosphere, and the black manosphere, is that the black manosphere seems to be more focused on these sort of imparting skills and information to men that didn't have a relationship with their dad.
Right.
And in that way, I think serving a vital, service, something is very important. And it could be anything from, how to talk to a female, how to get your money right, how to level up, how to improve the options, to talking frankly about, things to look out for. Stuff
right.
Like, baby mama terrorists.
Yeah. Yeah. Baby mama terrorists. The thing is, what I'm trying to teach men is this: what could happen to you if you get married and you ain't got your paperwork in order. Because I tell anybody get married, you get to a prenup, and you don't just have get a girl pregnant because you think she's the right type of person. You got to investigate this person. So my goal now, because we definitely have to learn the laws, especially where we live when it comes to child support. I said we got to have an exit plan. The thing is, we have to change the laws, meaning we have to take accountability. We have to love ourselves. We have to fix ourselves. We have to save ourselves. And we got to do for self. Mentally, physically, and spiritually, we got to get ourselves in order. In order for us to love others or teach others, we got to learn. We got to love ourselves. We got to teach ourselves, and we got to grow and build. So where everybody's saying, okay, defund child support, reform child support, by the time they do that bullshit, man, it'll be a whole nother generation. We won't be here, man. That's if they do it, because that's a $51 billion business. They're not going to cut it down for you, even if it is about the best interest of the kid, because it's not about the best interest of the kids. So we have to get ourselves in order so we can build and make change for our future, because they change the laws in their mind. They're not going to get in this type of situation because they're not just going to get it with any woman just because she look good or got a butt, got money, got education.
Yep.
They're going to definitely check them thorough. Not just check them, how's the mama? Is she a baby mama terrorist? Do she got 10 kids and 20 different niggas? Is the father around? Is he the leader of the household? He's a simple enforcer. There's a lot of factors. Do she believe in child support? Do she believe in submissive? Do she know her role? All that shit come to play. It's like when it comes now in this day and age, you want to have sex with me, you gotta earn it. You gotta earn it. It's a privilege. That's how we gotta be. Exactly. That's how it gotta be. And we got to stop being simple force. We got to be thinkers and not reactors. A lot of these people, these baby mama terrorists, be the main ones talking about black men ain't shit. They don't lead us. They don't protect us. I said over and over and over, I said, but who been having primary custody of our boys for the last 30 or 40 years? You. Even with the white women.
Max.
You can't make this shit up. And I talk about on the statistic graph, I show the shit, and yet they still say, no, a lot of y'all just want to have kids all over the place and all that, but I don't entertain them. I only focus on the minority. We as men are the minority. We in the trenches against the government daddy, baby mama terrorists, and these simple forces. That's why we got to separate ourselves from it. That shit is real. Can't make this shit up, man. Appreciate you that sound, man.
Yeah. I had to do it, man.
Yeah.
One thing that I was reminded about, watching your content is, that the what is it? The judge's pension is
a piece of it.
Yeah, so they're getting a piece of child support.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching my video so far. If you'd like to support, there are several ways to do so below. Also, likes are free. Please comment, share, and subscribe. Now back to the video.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Okay. It's something about the judges that work 4 days out the week versus the 5 day. They get, I was told about that, but I do know each child support they get a piece going into their pension. It's like a bonus, like a salesman or some type shit. That's what I say. The system, they all get paid. It's circle around them, and their job is to make the system money. It is, and it's their job to keep their man on child support. It's their job to give the kid to the mom. The only way you and man get custody of their kids is because they spend a lot of bread and because physical abuse. Because if you try to use verbal abuse or alienation, they don't care about none of that shit. Them judges it would not go against the code. They side with them, not because they give a fuck about these baby mama tears. It's because they the most benefit for them. She on welfare or she on welfare, he working a 6-figure job. Why get him custody when we can give her custody, let her do what she do, and we'll get $2,000 a month off him. Even though we already know he gonna be a next Pookie or Ray Ray or whoever, school shooter. But hey, we'll make money. I'm serious, look. And when he go to jail, we'll make money off him in jail because he'll be a slave of ours. So that's what I'm saying, money all the way around. You can't make this shit up.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I'm that dumbass nigga off Cottage Grove and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know. So Nick at Night came on your show, and I know I was in the chat for that show.
Yeah,
I watched that whole show, and then actually we ended up talking after that show was over, and you did really, really great numbers on that show.
Over 12,000. The thing about it is, whether it was her or anybody else who hurt you, that's what who hurt you.
Right, she led with that stuff, man.
And that's fine. But
it's funny because another woman, maybe that was last night. Another woman led right out with that same talking point. It's like it's the only thing that they can say.
They do it because that's they so-called way of shaming you to be quiet. That's the problem. A lot of us as men has been quiet because even the most alpha dude talk about feminists getting married, dating fat women and all that stuff. They won't talk about their child support. They might say, well, you're going to cool you fuck, but they won't get into that like the way I'm doing. That's what put me in my own lane versus everybody else. You know, a lot of fathers' rights movement, they out there talk to these legislators and everything, and I respect that, because the more you fight, hopefully in due time it change, but they've been fighting for a lot of years before I even knew about the child support. But the thing is, what do we do while we doing this? We have to get ourselves in order. People are killing themselves. People are killing the baby mama terrorists. People are going to jail because they run off their emotions. So we got to help each other, build one another, and grow because a lot of men actually believe that it's just them going through the situation because when the white talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I do what I do. So it's about spreading awareness, informing men and even women, because I got women on my platform who know it's not right. Or I got a few people that was thinking the same thing, we don't want to be fathers, but then as down the line start watching me more, they realize that, damn, I didn't know this, but somebody said it today. Damn, I didn't know baby mama tears was that bad. I thought this. So that's what I'm saying. As long as I get that 1 or 2 people, it's going to grow slowly but surely. I'm not worried about the majority. The majority is going to side with government daddy and these baby mama terrorists and welfare and everything else. But I tell you this, a baby mama terrorist that's on welfare is not the worst baby mama terrorist. Actually, the worst baby mama terrorist is an educated, 6-figure, licensed degrees baby mama terrorists. And I'm going to tell you why. They got a shield to hide behind. Press that button for me, brother. Press that button for me. They got a shield to hide behind, fam. They can use their shield. Why would I alienate him? I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor. I'm a nurse. And I ain't got no record. And I work. I don't get on welfare. And they'll look at that shit. And they'll spend all their money to set you up for failure with a stupid ass. They don't care.
Yeah, the one thing that you said about there's this sort of alienation that happens with men because we don't realize that other men have gone through similar things.
Exactly.
Now, I've never had to deal with child support or the system, but I know a lot of brothers, a lot of my best friends, good friends, deal with it, and just to know that you're not alone in whatever thing that you're dealing with. I think again that's one of these major services that I think the Black Manosphere is serving. And yeah, the space is not a monolithic space, and so you have all types of folks with different pedigrees and producing different kind of content. But one thing that is the same is that there's always an open ear for men that are going through it. And and I think that's one service that, though you have a particular approach that's you're assertive, you're there's like a visceral response I think sometimes people can have from your content, but you're always listening, and that's one thing that I notice is whenever a guy gets on there, and actually you're even willing to listen to women that don't have any idea what they're talking about.
Oh yeah, I do. They have the right to what they believe in, and plus sometimes it's best to let them talk because the truth will really come out. Just like when Meek and Nike was on there, she was talking till she brought up her situation. That right there really sealed the deal. She basically a baby mama terrorist that alienated. As far as I can say, she alienated that man, and that man served her papers. Ain't no man finna serve no woman no papers to spend money and waste money to lose money. That's one. Now don't get me wrong, you got cats that got that bread that do it just to hurt you, but that's very rare. But the ones that's out there working an average job and all that, they fight because they want to be around their daughter, their son. But unfortunately, when you fight for equal parenting time or sole custody, primary custody, they say you don't want to pay child support, which if you want equal parenting, you still pay child support. But when these baby mama terrorists ask for sole custody and primary custody, what are they looking for? They won't talk about that. They look for more money. The more money they'll get is the less time the man get, the more money they make. But if I fight for equal parenting, I don't want to pay child support. You fight for sole custody. You just want the best interest of the child. Get the fuck out of here. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
Gender bias like a motherfucker. Gender bias.
The welfare of the child argument is total hogwash.
Right.
We know that when if it has to be a single parent, that kids tend to fare better when the father is the single parent.
Right.
And of course this is the case, especially with boys, but it would be the same. It would be the same case with girls also, because what tends to happen with kids that are raised by single mothers is that the girls, they don't learn how to relate to a man, and then they start chasing the wrong kind of men. That's a pretty common tendency. It doesn't always happen that way, but that's pretty common.
It happens most of the time. It happens most of the time. Yeah. It happens most of the time.
And then what happens to the boys is they become feminized and emotional.
Simping forces.
And talk a little bit about this term simp enforcers. What it is that you mean exactly?
A simp enforcer is basically somebody who's it's multiple meanings with that. When I create it's like they job. They work for the DEA. They work for the unit to go out there and patty cake a baby mama terrorist, not hold them no accountability, give them a crown on their head, still call them queen, still call them goddess, mother earth, still saying you're a good mother regardless of what you do. Yeah, it's okay. You got 5 kids by 10 different niggas, and they because all they want to do is get some ass. And if it's not about getting some ass, then maybe they act like they just feminine because they've been around their baby mama terroristic mother. A lot of these simple forces come from baby mama terrorists who chose single motherism. Now, I will say this. You could be a single mother and not be a baby mama terrorist. But the ones I talk about, the baby mama terrorists who chose single motherism. And what I mean by choose single motherism, because people tend to say, don't no woman choose single motherism. It's a lie. You elevate the father out of the picture, you chose single motherism. You have kids with a man who told you, I don't want no kids. And you have it anyway, you chose single motherism. You have sex and get pregnant by a dude who got 10 kids already and he's known for not doing shit, you chose single motherism. You was not a victim, you was a volunteer. You volunteered that. Now, if you was a person that, okay, y'all planned the kid, y'all had the kid, and y'all broke up, and I hear a few guys be like, well, since you ain't gonna be back with me, I'm gonna take care of the kid. No, she didn't choose single motherism. But these baby mama terrorists who causing all this havoc, manipulating the kid and putting people on child support because you ain't with them no more and teach them a lesson and all that shit, those are the baby mama terrorists who choose single motherism.
Yeah, choosing single motherism. Yeah, so women have at their disposal these days dozens and dozens of birth control options.
20 remedies, 20 different remedies.
Yeah. And so and when something fails, there's a plan B.
Yeah.
And if that fails, I don't advocate abortion. I'm pro-life. Which is interesting because most of the folks in the Manosphere space are pro-life. That seems like a really strange thing.
You would think, you would think.
Say it again.
I said you would think that because the way we say it, a lot of people say don't have kids and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm surprised. It's like this. This is my opinion. I am pro-life, but what they need to do that they'll never do. If you say my body, my choice, then it shouldn't be his responsibility. It should be my body, my choice. You take the responsibility. And with the man, if he already told you he didn't want that kid, my money, my choice. I don't want to pay for that. Yeah. See, but like I say, then again, the simp enforcement unit. The simp enforcement unit actually is government daddy, the man who created these laws. Them are the biggest simps in the world. They created these laws. Like I tell people all the time, this is a man's world where the women run the system. And it's designed, and it was designed by these weak simps. Government daddy, the biggest simps. They use them to reap the benefits of money game. They don't give a fuck about that kid. They don't give a fuck about even her. Again, like I say, it's all about that money. And when it comes to that child support, that's the richest court ever. $51 billion a year, and you think they finna make it mandatory for parenting and give him his rights for you? No.
Yeah, the one way that the stuff is totally bogus is that equal parenting is not the default. That should be the default. It should be the default. And why would it not be the default? And I know they're using these old reasonings for why they still are holding on to that. But with the research, with the data that is out, with what we know, there is no reason why that shouldn't be, the default position. Equal parenting. And it was interesting because with Nick at Night, she was trying to get you to say or get someone to admit that men ask for equal parenting so that they don't have to pay child support or they can pay less child support or something. And it's like that is really
entertain that, but I want to see. That's the thing. Because at one point women went on my show, but I want women who believe that rhetoric to come on here because a lot of people say, no, women don't believe that. They don't believe that. I said, yeah, not women, but baby mama terrorists do. So I want y'all to see for yourself. Don't take my word for it. She's telling you up front, this is what her stance is. So how many of these baby mama terrorists you think are out here? So you can't sit back and tell me I'm lying. That's why I let her say her piece. I'm not going to cut off. I'm not going to call her black whores and all that shit. You got the right to say what you want to say. And people gonna learn from it, because people like, man, she was over talking to everybody. I say, yeah, I know, and I want her to, because you get to see how they act when the truth hurts. That's why I wasn't gonna block her. I want her to cut off. None of that shit. I want her to act the way she's gonna act. And man, she got over 244,000 subscribers on her YouTube. She's been around for some years. I was watching her off and on when I didn't have a YouTube page.
Yeah,
it wasn't even planned. It wasn't even planned. I didn't even know she came on my show. This wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. I was shocked to see her, and I was like, I appreciate you.
Yeah. No, I noticed that, and I thought that was a quite fortuitous event, because obviously it helped to bring some more numbers to the platform. Some folks that probably would not normally come and check you out. But then it also, I think, exposed a lot of the arguments that she was using. I think it was very obvious that she didn't know what she was talking about.
That's why I was so glad she came on there and came on the play. I didn't think she was gonna come. But at first, when I said come on, I said, you ain't gonna come on here. Like 10 minutes later, she came on. I was like, okay. Yeah, let's talk. And I'm like, I'm gonna let you know that you don't know what you're talking about. Since I'm hurt, I told her you hurt me. You hurt me. I mean, I get all that, deadbeat, rumble, child support. I sleep on the couch over there and shit. I ain't got nothing and living off bitch. Hey, man, whatever you say, but you cannot call me a liar. I own up to being all them things, but you will not be able to call me a liar. But let's talk about your baby mama tears. Let's talk about this over here with the stats and these videos that I post every day on my Instagram and Facebook. Let's talk about the economic aspects of child support. Let's talk about the lead attorney that came on there and told you, and he's an attorney, that you waste your money trying to fight if this baby mama tears don't have no physical type of abuse going on. You know what I'm saying? And other people that have been on the platform telling their story. Everybody got the same, almost similar situation, people from all over the nation, about a baby mama tears they dealt with. Same, similar. Not the exact same, but similar. That's what I'm saying. You tell me that this shit ain't. It's on us. We all having kids, a bunch of kids, all of them. Like, I'm showing the graph. 40.
Right, I know, I know.
And they still talking that shit. And I let it sit there. Remember, I let it sit there. You was there. That was just that thing. I let it sit there, and they still saying the shit.
And it's interesting because that graph is actually rather generous.
Yeah.
Because the latest numbers, as I understand them, is actually 51%.
Yes, it is.
Of black men are single and childless.
Yeah, I just couldn't find it. So I'm like, I'm gonna put something that's accurate, because I don't know nobody saying it ain't, it's altered and all that. So I went back to 2012. And like I said, it is about 51%. And the next 10 years, probably gonna be 60%. Because a lot of men is not gonna go into that dilemma, getting married, getting divorced, child support, half the income gone, they struggling, living in the hut, working at Walmart. That's what I'm saying, man. And having kids going and being alienated. Men are either not having kids or getting surrogate or going overseas. And I told them, you got to be careful going overseas, because some countries overseas got child support. It ain't just here. It's a worldwide pandemic.
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up, man.
Yeah, very apropos, the use of a worldwide pandemic there. So, can you talk to us a little bit about your upbringing?
Well, I'm the youngest. Yeah. I was raised on the south side of Chicago. I 89 Cottage Grove. That's why you meet some of dumb nigga off Cottage Grove, because they think I'm stupid. That's what they try to say. I come with logic and research and everything else. Had both parents, learned a lot, and I had older parents too, because my they it's like, I guess they had a one more time.
Okay.
Because I'm young, I'm the youngest. I'm young. And my dad always taught me to stay away from bullshit. And I never went to jail. He taught me about the reality of life. He always spoke his truth, whether you liked it or not. He spoke his truth. That's where I get it from. My mama, she taught me how to build my credit. I was cutting the grass when I was 6 years old. I was
There you go.
I was paying bills at a young age by choice, not by force. Like a big mama tells to make you pay rent, and you working making $100, she'll take $90 a week from you. My mom wasn't a big mama terrorist. She churchgoer. My dad, he read the Bible. He said Christianity, well, Baptist was the fakest church ever because of fake preachers. And what he used to do, he'll talk to her preacher, who she was, who was a preacher, and he'll go off the Bible about what it says and make them be quiet because, or make them look stupid because they saying one thing, but that ain't what it mean. Because he trying to tickle these big mama tears at the church's chin, get that plate. And that's why I say about these simple forces, these fake pro-black simple forces, them the biggest simple forces in the black community. They will patty cake a baby mama terrorist regardless of what they do, even though they on child support themselves and alienated and being mistreated by their queen goddess. And we'll tell them that you ain't did nothing wrong, it's our fault.
Mm.
You know, and I posted that some days ago. You can't make this shit up. And it's sad that these simple forces will call out somebody else being on child support when they're still on child support. They've been to jail, they alienated. You know what I'm saying? So my dad always taught me, don't never go along to get along. So right is right, wrong is wrong. And that's how I was raised. And he always taught me to be a thinker, not reactor. He taught me about history, black history. By me having older parents, there was a benefit and a curse. The curse was, one, by him being much older than me, you know, he more strict. You know, more strict about, you know, being out there in the streets shit. The other downside is he's older, so he can't play too long outside playing basketball and stuff like that. But the good side, I had a bunch of uncles, cousins, huge family. And I had a lot of men in my life. I had aunties too, but I had a lot of men in my life. And my mom, my mom traveled, going back and forth to Mississippi. I was going to the country parts of Buda, Mississippi, with cows and the chickens and the pigs and stuff like that. So I learned about the country. I was going every year. Every year, it was like I was practically raised out there. So I learned like going out to the country part versus the city, traveling, you know, do good in school. I wasn't an honor student, nothing like that. But went to school, graduated on time, went to high school, graduated, ended up going to Chicago State the first year, then ended up going to Columbia College for business engine, for music business and sound engineer. I did 3 years there, but I didn't finish. Then I turned around, got a 2-year degree from Northwestern Business College for business administration. And I realized down the line that shit wasn't shit because just a paper on the wall. Because it seemed like when black people get an associate, now they say you got to get a bachelor's. And then when you get the bachelor's, now they say, oh, now you got to get a master because it's like they want to keep you down. You know, I tell you what my dad did tell me, and he kept it real with me. He said, you got to stay away from niggas. And the niggas I be talking about is a lot of these simple forces who want to set you up for failure. And they want to hold you down. They want to, they mad at you because you trying to really do something and they want to do it the easy way, you know? So I was born and raised in the neighborhood, in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Grew up with a lot of people, a lot of them was murdered, a lot of them was jailed, a lot of them made it out of jail, a lot of them didn't. You know, my life wasn't perfect, but I love my upbringing. I love my upbringing.
Yeah, you know, you were talking about the Bible and, you know, church and stuff, black church and stuff. You know, you know, it's interesting. One sentiment that seems to be ubiquitous in the manosphere, in the black manosphere, is this idea that the church is blue pill, but the Bible is red pill. You know, and it's interesting because much of the values that I hear constantly, you know, repeated, espoused, are biblical values. I mean, it's, you know, stuff like traditional family, the role of the man, you know, having a masculine frame. You know, I always refer to Adam as in Adam and Eve. Adam was the first simp.
He is the first simp. I'll tell you,
Yeah,
I said a while back, he is. Because you let Eve, and I'll be honest with you, you go back in the Bible, he had somebody before Eve. He had somebody, I forgot what was her name, but he had somebody before Eve. But you let this baby mama terrorist, Eve, sucking you to eat that apple because she over there having sex with the devil, the snake or whoever. And now because of that, you set all your children up for failure, which is us, that we have to die. That's the biggest simp of all simps.
yeah,
Simp move. And God told God told him, God didn't ask Eve why you disobey. He asked him.
Right. That's facts.
So
That's
like
facts.
I say, he was to blame because you supposed to be that lead. You supposed to have been that man. You knew my rule. And she's supposed to follow, but unfortunately, that's these separate forces. No accountability. He went along and got along, and look what happened now.
I often think about this. It's sort of a thought experiment. It's just, okay, what if Adam had sort of grown a backbone? What if he grew a backbone in that moment and took responsibility? Said, yeah, you know what? That's my bad. I didn't do what I was supposed to do, and I'm taking accountability for this. What would have happened? It's with the way that I read the Bible, it seems that God has specific standards. He has things that he's not playing around with, but it also seems that if you learn from the lesson, then things can be a lot easier for you. And so so often I think about, what if Adam would have been red pill?
Probably living in paradise.
That's right.
Probably living in paradise. We won't be
red pill Adam.
Yeah, red pill Adam. But now he's unfortunately he was purple pill, blue pill. He's one of them.
He's one of those, right?
Seven force. Sad, man.
Yeah. So okay. So we recently had a presidential election, and I can't remember a time where it seemed like the black community was more divided on who to put in the White House.
The black women did that. The black feminist women helped get Joe Biden and Kamala Harris out. I mean, in office. And
Momma. That's what her white daughters call her, Momma.
Yeah, they should have kept Trump in office, and now they starting to see the light. Though they seen the light, but it's too late. And that's the Black Lives Matter motherfuckers too. Because I've been telling people from day one, Black Lives Matter is not for us. They using black men getting killed by the police as a propaganda to get their money. That's they generate $90 million. But the sad part is the victims of the family are not coming out years later when they get $90 million. Why you bring this shit out when this shit first happened? But you didn't have to investigate because it was on a website. They for the alphabet community. Black alphabets, they not for straight black men. They not for the family structure. They said this. People said I was just mad and sellout. I hate myself. No, I don't. I hate this bullshit that y'all keep going on to get along. And look at them now.
Yeah, Minister Japp frequently says that the last minority is the straight, free-thinking black man.
Right.
And I concur. It seems that, one thing on a recent show, he said, show me the line that black men can stand in where they can get their needs met. There is no line. It's called homelessness.
Exactly.
that's
or
it.
jail.
Right. And whereas it seems that every other group has some sort of what is it, glass floor. You know, they can't go beyond what that glass floor is. That doesn't
Yeah.
apply to us at all.
No, Jeff, good people. He from Chicago too.
Yep.
Yeah, I met him a couple of times. He good people. He the one recommended me come on the YouTube platform because I was on Facebook and Instagram, and him and O'Shea. And I've been on here ever since. So I've been over here over a year now. And now I'm at close to 4,000, I'm at 3,700, still growing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, one thing about your channel that's interesting is most folks with your subscriber count are not getting the kind of live views that you're getting. You're getting unusual live views. So it's like a high percentage of the folks that are subscribers are active subscribers.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. There's this principle where so there's a difference between a fan and a follower. You know, a follower is someone that clicked the subscribe button and every once in a while they'll go watch your thing. A fan is someone that's basically watching everything and is supporting financially. They're doing all kind of stuff. You only really need 1,000 fans.
Right.
If you have that, no matter how many subscribers you have, you're going to be okay. And I think often, you know, the tendency is to sort of focus on the subscriber number, but that's not the number that matters. It's the real fan number.
Yeah, I'm not focused on that. I'm not focused on it at all because the thing is, I already know it's going to be a slow process because everybody is not going to want to touch that because they're scared to touch that or they don't want to affiliate themselves with that. And it comes with the territory. Just like my Facebook page, it's up to 134,000 followers and likes. And now my Instagram is 12,000 or 11,200, one or the other. But it's steady jumping and growing because a lot of people are seeing the light and getting tired of it. And
yeah,
the shit is real, man. People want to take it ain't real, it's a joke, but I'm just putting it out there and people starting to realize and see for themselves that, hey, I don't want to be in there. I got men that don't even have kids that's only supporting my channel because they seen their father go through it. And people tell me this is the reason why I'm not having kids. I'm not rushing none because of you. And I appreciate it. That's all I just want. I just want people to change the laws in their mind. Even a woman can change the laws in their mind. I even tell women who told me in the background, say the father really don't want to be a father. It was planned. He mad because I won't get back with him. I said, keep your veins cold. Wash your hands and move on. Just don't be dissing the dad and talking bad about him and manipulating the kid. The kid see for herself or herself in due time. And you live your life. Because while you focus on him getting mad about getting $100 of blood in the mouth, the kid is hurt because you're going to take it out on that same kid. And the kid won't be able to have a nurturing mother that you should be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so talk to us a little bit because I hear you say that frequently. Keep your veins cold.
Oh,
what exactly do you mean?
Don't give a fuck. What I mean is you can't give a fuck because keeping your veins cold basically means keep that shell. You know what I'm saying? Because when you fight for it, ain't even just child support. When you fight for what you believe in, you fight for what's right, and the majority is against you, you're gonna be shamed. You're gonna get lied on. You're gonna get clowned. You're gonna get fronted and all that shit. So you cannot stop the fight because somebody call you a deadbeat, even though you know it's not true. But you know, people are so manipulated nowadays. Even the grown up, not just kidding, even the grown up. You keep hearing over and over and over, you tend to believe the shit true. But see, what I always say, let me make sure I have it right here. You can't. Not that one. I'm sorry. I want you to hear, you know, one of my favorite lines when they try to disrespect and talk shit about me. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. And I really don't. I really don't. And that's what I mean by keep your veins cold. You fighting in court trying to be a father, and you see these judges trying to shame you and lie on you and try to scare you. You keep your veins on ice so you don't fold and cry and hurt and go in a hole and shut the blinds down and never come outside and you don't want to go to work. You don't want to live your life. You keep your veins cold and live your life to the fullest, even to the point where you have to wash your hands and walk away. because you don't want to lose your foundation. You don't want to lose your livelihood. You don't want to lose the people that support you. You don't want to do that because when you do that, she still wins, the kids still lose. So why die young for? Why die young over some shit you can't control? So you have to keep your vein cold in something you believe in.
So, now thinking back at some of how you were talking about some of the things your dad taught you, it seems like now it wasn't called red pill back then, but it seemed like he was pretty red pill.
Basically, yeah, because that's what I'll tell people. I'm like, this is the definition of a red pill. I was red pill a long time ago. I only heard about red pill within the last couple of years. But if you have a alpha male father or a father who's a lead, you're gonna learn the red pill, and which he taught me to do for self. He always said, "God bless child has it on." My mom even told me, "Don't depend on no woman." You know what I'm saying? Don't be, because she won't respect you. Now, Elijah Muhammad say that, Farrakhan say that, but my mama told me that. She told me that grown. So I mean, and like I say, I was never the type to kiss a bitch ass. I'm not finna dumb down for you. If I say, I stand on what I say and I mean what I say, and I would take an L for it. And that's why we trying to tell Cass, if you're not willing to go all the way with it, then don't do it. Because it make you look bad when you backtrack. Like the Nick Cannon situation. He said what he said about them. I ain't gonna say it because people about them on his platform. And then when they came at him, they took away his that show. He started puckering up, kissing and sorry and doing tours with him and everything else. And I'm like, you should have just shut your mouth, let the dude that was on your platform say what he had to say, because he didn't care, but you put your 2 cents in and look what happened. Now you kissing that. It made him look real bad. And that's what I'm saying, you don't believe in it. And if people are trying to say, well, that's his money. If that was his money, he should have thought about that before he said something. He should have just not said nothing. You just interviewing. Sometimes if you know you ain't willing to go that far to lose what you got, then just shut your mouth. Stay in your lane.
That's facts.
Stay in your fucking lane. I don't have nothing to lose, bro. I don't have nothing to lose.
Well, this whole, the terminology, the red pill terminology coming from the Matrix movie and everything.
Yeah.
It is, I don't know, it seemed like initially when it came to be that terminology was being used, I think it seemed very appropriate. I think it's kind of gotten a little, it's almost sort of cringy at this point, the use of some of these terms.
I agree.
Because the terms are just really just to describe just being a natural man.
Right.
It just.
I agree with you, man. I mean, from the logic, I'm a red pill. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's just what I've been doing. That's how I was raised. My uncles like the same way, man. I mean, it's cool because people actually trying to build a brotherhood. But I will tell you this: what I realized being in the Black Manosphere, you got a lot of sympathy for even the Black Manosphere. A lot of them ain't living to what they say. I'm just gonna keep it real with you, and
that's true.
I'm cool with everybody. Where like I'm gonna speak, I ain't gonna be disrespectful, nothing like that in front of you all. But at the same time, I can only go so far with you. I can't put myself in that situation because I'm not on here to try to beef with other content creators, other people in the Manosphere outside the Manosphere. I'm just here to call out the truth and was right. Like the time when you saw me when I did one about the Kevin Samuels and Tim talking about he on child support. The reason why I was talking about not take up for him, I mean, people gonna take up for him because they fuck with him or they loyal to him. He the Godfather. I wanted to talk about him on the aspect of you shame him for making less money than that baby mama terrorist. Well, why y'all not shaming her for lowering her standards to get down with a man who make that much money? See what I'm saying? It's a double standard. These are simple forces doing this. Now that he made it, you want to go back 30 years later. I don't care if it was yesterday about him being on child support or him making less money. I'm like, that was a benefit for him because if they go by both incomes, the less he make, the less they take. So I was trying to talk to him from that aspect, not trying to say, oh, he ain't do this, he ain't do that. He's a grown man. He can handle himself. And the way he been doing so far, he's not even gonna respond to you. So no reason to.
Yeah, this is interesting because there is this. I mean, we all know about the 80-20 principle where 20%, it's probably less than that at this point.
90-10 or something.
Yeah, like that. So 15%, 10%. The guys are sleeping with 90% of the women, and so disproportionately, you have these same guys that are impregnating and have all these baby mamas all over the place, or and there's just it seems like one of the major things that is broken is making good choices, like mate selecting. That it seems like that is broken because it seems to me, and I was just talking to a buddy of mine that I went to college with earlier today, and we were both saying, because I'm married and he's married also, and we're blessed and fortunate because we got women that actually are modest. They actually have traditional values. They believe in submitting and
right.
and playing that role. And we were just talking about how these days it seems like women. I mean, we know that this is true. It doesn't just seem like. It seems disproportionately women prioritize swag over substance.
That's because
so if you have if you have swag, if you have swag, then that's all that matters. But the thing is that especially as a man, if you're below a certain age, if you have a lot of swag, 99% of the time it's going to be because you slept with a lot of women. That's how you got that swag. So that ends up being the sort of pre-selection code.
Right.
So and it's like a disproportionate number of women seem to be really hypersensitive to that, and they want that. Well, hey, you must be good because other people want you. Meanwhile, the dude that the nerd that's got his nose in the book, he not gonna get no shot
until 30 years later.
Right. And
he high value man. Now all of a sudden, here you come talking about, yeah, I'm ready to settle down. Man, you can't make this shit up, man.
That's how
it is, man. And he tell you kick rocks, he red pill now, and alpha fuck you. So there you go. Boom.
Yep.
That shit you can't make.
It's unfortunate that it's become this sort of out of balance, and obviously, social media has accelerated this foolishness.
Yeah.
I still believe that there are good women out there. Like I said, I
think it is wherever they are.
I was fortunate to find one myself, but I had to kiss a lot of frogs.
I think we all have, brother. I think we all have, man. So I understand. I'm married too, so yeah. So yeah.
That's what's up. Now, and that's interesting because I think most people would just assume that you're not married.
Yeah, because they think that ain't no woman gonna deal with a man like me. But my wife, she's against child support and she knows her role, and we don't have them problems. And but like I said, I'm 42, so I'm not 22 getting married. I mean, when you get a certain age, you should know what you want and know who you're dealing with. And I did. I think my age had a lot to do with it. But I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'd have known what I know, like maybe like 5 years ago, I'd have been living a free agent lifestyle. And everything's good, everything's fine, but I believe I'd have just lived a free agent lifestyle.
All right, man. Well, this has been very informative, and you know, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this, and you know, I look forward to maybe coming over to your platform sometime and
Oh yeah, we're gonna set that up.
returning the favor.
We're gonna set that up, bro. And anytime you want me to come on, just let me know ahead of time. I'm more than happy, man. See, here's the thing. This is nothing I don't like about the Black Manosphere. You got some cats, man. You know, they had to go through it and get people to network with. We supposed to be about building network, but it seems like some that got big, they don't look back. And I don't like that shit, because my thing is, dang, you saying that we supposed to be brotherhood, but then when you come up now, you don't know me. I have a problem with that. You know, it ain't happened to me personally, but I see it. You know, and that's why now I just keep skating, doing me. I'm in my own lane, and I don't mind networking with somebody that I see that's really trying to build and grow, not just trying to do something quick. You know, like you doing your thing. I appreciate your support. I'm not gonna say, oh man, you ain't got no subscribers. No, fuck that. We're gonna build and grow. You know what I'm saying? But it's unfortunate that, like I said, everybody not walking that walk. They talking. Everybody not walking the walk. Just people in general, even people out here, man, they talk that talk, but they not willing to go to the deep end, man. They just they trying to get on that train and hop off when they, I guess, reach their benefit or what they're looking for. I'm just being, that's why again, you just can't make this shit up. You just can't.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Well, God bless you, man, and please continue.
Brother.
Please continue to do the Lord's work. Spread the word about this gender bias system that's been enslaving men and putting men in jail, called child support.
Put them in the cemeteries, man.
Yeah.
Fuck child support. You already know.
All right, man.
All right, brother. Peace.
All right, I'll see you.
All right.
All right, now.
All right.